invite our distinguished gathering to stand for the arrival of our special guest, the Asantehene, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. We please remain standing for the national anthem. And underscores the vibrancy of our cultural links with your kingdom, Ghana, all of Africa, and with other regions of the world in the present time. It is said that a river that forgets its source soon dries up. We are privileged in this country to be able to celebrate the confluence of so many rivers of cultural diversity, and Otumfuo's presence here today is an extra special honor as we celebrate emancipation and our Pan-African heritage. At the heart of our emancipation celebrations is the triumph of the human spirit, the struggle of the downtrodden against cruel and sustained forms of oppression, the casting away of the shackles of human bondage, both physical and figurative. Our celebration is about the re-imaging of ourselves and the continuous reimagining of our potential, as we acquire and instill more knowledge of our past and our long-standing traditions of governing ourselves, which centuries of chattel slavery attempted to erase from our collective memory banks. Our celebrations are also about the dissemination of that knowledge, along with the concomitant wisdom that is distilled through its application for the benefit of all peoples. There is an old maxim which states that the rain does not fall on one roof alone. Adversity is overcome together, and good fortune is doubled when shared. Both the hardships of the past and the blessings that have accrued to our modern society from the struggle to overcome are experiences to be shared for the common good with everyone. We recall with particular solemnity and also with much admiration the presence of Asantehene's royal relative and forebear, Nana Kofi Tim, Prince Kofi Tim, in this country during our British colonial past. One particularly outstanding contribution of his at this very site, while working with the governor and the then military establishment, was that of designing and leading the construction of the signal station here at Fort George in 1883. That Victorian-style structure served both the port and the army in the days when the strategic positioning of forts such as these was essential to the defense of the territory. Today, Fort George retains a special splendor for the lovely view it still affords us of Port of Spain and its environs. I can well imagine that by way of accessing his inner spiritual peace, Nana Kofi and team could, in all tranquility, look out with a vision that not only took in the harbor below, but also permitted him to see with his mind's eye all the way back to the proud and lofty Asante capital of Kumasi and the Golden Throne, despite his actual physical distance from home. We can take to heart from his achievement and all of our past triumphs that even the seemingly most meager portion of divine essence residing within us is bigger and more forceful than the most gigantic of challenges that lie before us. Medawase, I thank you. It is now my pleasure to call on Ms. Nezian Ranut, Heritage Preservation and Research Officer of the National Trust, to bring us special words of welcome.
Your Royal Majesty, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, Senator the Honorable Randall Mitchell, Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Senator the Honorable Dr. Amory Brown, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Penelope Beckles Robinson, Minister of Planning and Development, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, Your Excellency Samuel Ya Nsia, High Commissioner for the Republic of Ghana to Trinidad and Tobago, other specially invited guests, members of the media. I am Nezian Ranut, and on behalf of the National Trust of Trinidad and Tobago, I extend a warm welcome to you all. Our organization, established in 1991 under the National Trust Act, is dedicated to preserving and safeguarding the natural and tangible heritage of our twin island nation. Through advocacy and the promotion of historic legacies, we strive to bridge the gap between the past and the present, encouraging reflection on our history and inspiring a brighter future. We are particularly happy to be here at Fort George, one of the many significant sites on our inventory of heritage assets, as it unveils the captivating stories of our past. Just yesterday, we commemorated 185 years since legal emancipation of the enslaved. On this occasion, we acknowledge a connection rooted in history and shared ancestry. Aside from an obvious ancestral connection, the 20th century Pan-Africanist movement further strengthened these ties, resulting in cultural exchanges and profound tributes, such as Lord Kitchener's anthem, Birth of Ghana, a celebration of Ghana's independence in 1957. Great leaders like Kwame Nkrumah continue to be cherished legends, revered not only by our social and political figures of the past, but also by the present generation, many of whom have embraced African-centered values. No doubt, our shared experiences unite us in a powerful bond of solidarity and mutual respect. As the agency responsible for preserving our tangible and natural heritage, we cannot overlook the efforts of our ancestors who, despite facing dreadful circumstances, contributed significantly to the contribution of historic landmarks like Fort George. Their resilience and sacrifices paved the way for Trinidad and Tobago we know today, and we honor their memory as we work to preserve their legacy. Fort George, formerly known as La Vigie, holds a prominent place in our history. Constructed in 1804 under the direction of British Governor Brigadier General Sir Thomas Hislop, it stands as a testament to the island's fortification during the Napoleonic Wars. However, it is crucial to recognize that Fort George, like many structures of that time, was built on the backs of the enslaved. Approximately 750 enslaved individuals were recruited to build Fort George, and their contributions were invaluable. Among the enslaved was Jonas Muhammad Bath, born in the region previously referred to as Senegambia. Bath's leadership and influence were pivotal in overseeing the construction of the fortress. Over 80 years later, and after the legal emancipation of slavery in Trinidad and Tobago, Prince Kofi Nti, his true name Nana Kofi Ntim, emerged as another notable figure in Fort George's history. He was born into the Ashanti royal family in southern Ghana as the son of King Kari Kari, the 10th ruler of the powerful Ashanti Kingdom. The Ashanti Kingdom had a long history of conflict with the British, spanning over 400 years, before eventually falling under British rule. In 1874, King Kari Kari signed the Treaty of Fomena, bringing an end to the Sagrenti War of 1873 to 1874. This significant treaty resulted in the release of captured Ashanti individuals, but it also required the Ashanti to pay an indemnity of 50,000 ounces of gold, relinquish claims to part of their territory, Elmina, and withdraw their army from the coastline. As part of the treaty, 2 royal sons, including Prince Kofi Ntim, were sent to England for education. He was baptized and given the English name William, and he received his education in both England and Trinidad before being appointed to work closely with the army and the Governor General in Trinidad. Kofi Ntim left an indelible mark on Trinidad's landscape by designing and leading the construction within the precincts of the fort, a Victorian-style building in 1883, which served as a signal station for the port and army. Upon completion of the signal station, Kofi Ntim embossed his initials, WKN, onto the structure, signifying his pride and ownership of the project. While these initials have since been erased due to rehabilitation, the signal station remains a testament to his legacy, still standing here today as a symbol of our shared history. Prince Kofi Ntim later journeyed to Barbados and Sierra Leone before returning to England, where he lived until his passing. His contributions to Trinidad's history and culture endure through the signal station he designed. Today, Fort George stands as an important historical landmark and a viewpoint that offers insights into our past. It symbolizes the shared history of enslaved Africans and the contributions of individuals like Prince Kofi Ntim, whose legacy continues to resonate. Before I conclude, I would once more like to welcome His Majesty Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. It is my sincere hope that our countries can engage in an open and broader dialogue about the role and impact of all nations involved in the slave trade and slavery. We must also recognize and acknowledge the enduring contributions of Ghanaians, citizens from other African nations, and Africans in the diaspora to the spirit of Pan-Africanism, a force that continues to shape our present. By fostering such discussions, we can further strengthen our ties and promote deeper understanding. Together, we can embrace our shared heritage, learn from our past, and work towards a brighter future. I thank you.
Your Royal Majesty, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, my cabinet colleagues, the paramount chiefs and chiefs of Ashanti, other distinguished guests, specially invited guests, members of the media, good morning. On behalf of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, it is a privilege to bring greetings today at the historic Fort George here in St. James, Port of Spain. As Minister, I am deeply honored to address you on this momentous occasion, celebrating the remarkable historical significance of Fort George and the invaluable contributions of Prince Kofi Nti of Ashanti, West Africa, in constructing the signal station atop this majestic fort. Fort George is a timeless emblem of our nation's past and holds a special place in our hearts and minds, for it bears witness to the interwoven threads of history that have shaped the cultural tapestry of Trinidad and Tobago. Originally built under British rule, the fort served as a strategic vantage point to safeguard our beloved islands from potential threats and incursions. But it is the signal station constructed by Prince Kofi Enti of Ashanti that adds a profound layer of significance to this iconic landmark. Today, as we delve into the historical significance of Fort George, we can also recognize the transformative impact that this site has had in attracting visitors from near and far. Fort George stands as a testament to the global connections that have defined our history and enriched our cultural heritage. Travelers in search of authentic cultural encounters find solace within the walls of Fort George as they learn about the astonishing tale of Prince Kofi Enti, a man whose journey from West Africa to our shores left an indelible mark on our collective identity. This exemplifies the resilience, determination, and ingenuity that runs through the veins of our nation. His contribution on the island of Trinidad, and more particularly to the construction of the signal station, reflects the lasting legacy of African heritage and traditions that have become an inseparable part of our Trinbagonian life. Your Royal Majesty, your presence here today serves as a profound reminder of the enduring ties between Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana. Your visit honors the shared history and cultural exchanges that have enriched both our nations. Your presence symbolizes the strength of the bonds we have forged and serves as a beacon of hope for future collaborations and partnerships. Fort George, with its rich historical narrative and architectural splendor, stands as a magnet for cultural and heritage tourism. And to ensure its continued significance, we continue to invest in its preservation and promotion. In conclusion, this fort serves as a living testament to the unity of our past and the richness of our shared heritage. Let us join hands in celebrating the tapestry of our history, embracing our cultural diversity and welcoming all comers to experience the magnificence of Fort George and the spirit of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for this opportunity to give these brief remarks, and may this commemorative event be etched in our hearts forever. I thank you.
Thank you. Please sit down. The Minister of Tourism and Culture, the Honorable Ministers of State here present, my delegation and I are here with emotion as I stand here, at the same time with joy. Emotion that in as far back as 1881, as the occupant of the Golden Stool, Kofi Enti then is my son. And he comes here after he's been taken to Britain, where the British thought that they were going to school him to come back and educate my people, as if we didn't know what we were doing, and that to be schooled in English, as if because my language was not acceptable, to come back and Christianize us. But then the two sons who were taken away, one died, and then one, Kofi Enti, because of tuberculosis, they decided to send him down to Trinidad because the weather was similar to Ghana. And this is the edifice that I see here that he came to design and then construct. So what the British thought they were sending him away, I get a benefit of my brothers and sisters here in Trinidad with this edifice as I stand here. So to me, it is gladdening for me to be here to see this from 1883, and for me now as the occupant of the Golden Stool standing here to look at this edifice and say that, and proudly say that my son designed and built it. That goes to inure to the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana. And this affirms the resilience of the black people, that we cannot and we shall not be conquered or subdued by any other race but ourselves, to develop and then to know that we are, civilization started from Africa. And whether we like it or not, that is how it is. And we have to accept that. The whole world has to accept that civilization started from Africa. It is from Africa that mankind developed into Asia and everywhere else. And therefore, we should feel proud that as blacks, my son built this house, designed this one, and therefore I stand here with pride, and I come to Trinidad. When they took my people away from Africa through that gate of no return, they thought I was not going to come back, and I'm here. And I've had people from here also coming to Ghana. So the gate of return couldn't stop us. And we are here now to witness this. The name Kofi will stand forever. The Asante Kingdom will stand forever with Trinidad and Tobago. And I can assure you that I'm here with pride, standing under this roof, which was designed and constructed by my son. So I thank you very much for this honor of bringing me here. I thank the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago for letting me experience this edifice of a signal that contributes to the security of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Stop